Hello everybody, welcome to Commonwealth Flipper. Welcome to the back cabin here. This is the working cabin. We've been putting into the work, to have the fun time in the Commonwealth cabin over there. The selling cabin, and you're making the money, you got to put the work in over here. But I've been neglecting something lately, something that I normally wouldn't neglect that's costing me money, and I want to share it with you. Some of you probably think I'm dumb for not doing this a little sooner. But I tell you what, sometimes it takes somebody to hear something one time, and you're like, I'm going to double check on this. And sure enough, I was losing money where I thought I was really, really good at this, and I'm going to share it with you today. Let's go take a look. If you've been watching my show for any length of time at all, you know that I am really big on time. Time is money, and so sometimes I'm willing to spend a little bit more money to save time, because that time I can use to make more money than the money I would have saved if I took the time. Boy, I think I said that right. Might have to watch that one back. And I outsmarted myself, I think, in a certain situation, and I think some of you may be in the same situation. I should have listened to a viewer that constantly says the same thing, and I didn't, and in the end I had to learn something from Dave, which is unfortunate, but you know what? If you can learn from anybody, it's always a good day. I also got a negative feedback that I don't think is justified from what I know, unless something's changed. Let me know. I'm going to give you that and talk about it a little bit. And I did make a mistake with it, but that wasn't the point, and I want to talk about it. NC State, man, we did really well on these banners that I picked up the 100-mile yard sale. I'm trying to get them out without everything, but it's looking like it's not going to work. So we'll just do it like this. We'll put that there. We'll take this one. NC State, you find the vintage banners, boys. Sometimes they do well, and that one did. That one sold for $35 plus shipping. That's really cool. You may see some stuff here on the floor from the last video, and over here I haven't shipped it yet because it's the same day. I ended up doing 2 videos in one day because we had darn near 40 items, 38, 39 items. Actually, we had 28 that had sold that had to be shipped out, and I was planning on taking my wife away for one day and doing one little overnight trip. And so I took the 8 or 12 items off of the next day, put them with this, and I'm like, I can't do a video with 40-some things. We've been putting in the work listing as well. And so we had an unusually strong couple of days. And so I decided I'd film 2 videos in one day and take one day off, which is really awesome. And I've got so much going on. This is my second video I've filmed today. We're going to have to edit one tonight, do a thumbnail title. I'm going to have to, that was for the Picker channel, I think. We got a Dibbed It later today that the girls have scheduled for me. It's past now that you're hearing this, so we have another one coming up. We've got, what else do I got today? I've got to film an inclusion ad for a Picker video. That's for Upside. I love that app. There's a link below, by the way. And I've got to make one phone call. We've got dinner with friends, and whew, it's a crazy day. Plus, we got to ship all this stuff. And then we'll have to ship all that Dibbed It stuff out tomorrow. So hopefully you guys are busy, but maybe not too busy in the middle of the summertime. So we'll talk about that. And I want to talk about this feedback. And I definitely want to talk about saving little bits of money a lot of times and how it can pay off. This shirt's been hanging around for quite a while. Y'all remember this, boy? Remember America's Cup used to be a big giant thing? I don't hardly see anything about it anymore. This is a vintage... Is it made in the USA on this one? Yep. Single stitch shirt from 1992, America's Cup. Big size. I thought it would go for a little bit more money, but you know what? It didn't. It slid farther and farther to the right in my t-shirt closet in there, which means it's been around a long time. And we finally went on 30% off, sold for just over $16 plus shipping. Let me pull a couple more items. I think this one is a viewer sale. Like I said on the last video, the viewer sales had been 10% of our sales, and then last video bumped up like 20% again, and we had a few today, so thank you. And I need to find 2 items. I might put the camera down because I got to dig in the other bin for hats. That's our biggest hat bin. So I found the Harley hat, and this was Harley bandanas. I paid $1 for both of these down at the, what were they, A1A or something? And I'm like, those are cool. They're vintage Harley bandanas. And those were awesome. I figured they'd be worth a little bit of money. So these two combined, $3 in and $40.94 plus shipping out. Cool sale. Now that I look at it, I don't think this is a viewer, but you did buy 2 things. I think they were both 30% off. So Sandra, I appreciate that very much if you're a viewer. Sandra, I appreciate it if you're not a viewer, but you're never going to hear it. So pull one more item. I think let's talk about the money savings first and the negative feedback second. All right, I might push this out the other way. I think, well, no. Nope, it's right here. So this is a military rucksack. It was in pretty darn good condition. And these can go for decent money. And this one did $40, $39.95 plus shipping. So I often talk about shipping, and I also get feedback from y'all. And we've talked quite a bit lately, you know, post office raising prices and everything. We talked about certain things. And I have a viewer who has said multiple times they just won't ship anything through the post office anymore. I'm like, anything? I'm like, really? They're like, no, for the $1 or $2 more for the really light item, I'll just do UPS. It's one stop. It's whatever. I'm like, huh, okay. And then, of course, Dave said on the podcast a couple weeks ago, he's like, I'm shipping half of my stuff out UPS now. And I know he's in Florida. It's a little different situation. I'm like, I just don't see that. I have UPS going out every day. It's usually a bigger item or something that's longer, heavier. And I always check, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start checking every single item that is over £1 and see if I can save money. And I was shocked by how much I was saving. Well, t-shirts have really picked up for us lately, which is awesome. And we've been selling some good ones, too. This one's awesome. Look, it's still got the logo. 96 championship for the Bulls, single stitch. And maybe it has a tag from JCPenney. I mean, this is a good one. I thought it would go for more, but to be honest with you, it's sold for $41. Plus shipping. So people ask me all the time about shipping. I don't go into great detail about it because I know so many different resellers who do shipping different ways, and some on pirate ship, some exclusively on pirate ship, some exclusively on eBay, depending on the platform. They ship in different places and use UPS and there's all kinds of different factors. So let me just tell you what I do. And usually what I do is I'll look around at the items and I'll see if I see a big item or two. I'm like, I know something's going to UPS. And so I check the other items that may possibly, you know, 4-pound item or something or longer. I check them all because I know I got to go to UPS anyways because I'm saving like $3, $4 on that one. That's worth the trip. But sometimes there just aren't those large items around and whatever. And I'll just make one trip to the post office. My dad dropped stuff off at the post office for me, by the way. And so I don't always check because I don't want him to go out of the way. It's about a mile farther to go to the UPS drop-off place as well. So after finally letting this sink in and the changes that have gone on, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start checking everything over £1. And I was surprised at how many things were cheaper. They weren't always a lot cheaper. Sometimes it was 8 cents, 11 cents, 14 cents. But I was shocked to see some that I wouldn't even looked at in the past unless I had a larger item that were like $1.50. I had one item that was $4 cheaper to go UPS. And I'm like, really? That's crazy. And I probably would have checked that one. But so I made a list of all the ones that I saved money on. Made 2 lists, actually. One, because some of them I would have checked anyways, because I usually do. And then another list. In 6 days of shipping, I saved $14.71 doing more UPS than I've done in the past. Now, that's mitigated by the fact that it's a mile farther. So I thought, you know what, that's still worth it to me. Plus, we're also doing Dibdit Lives, and over there you can combine the shipping. You can ship any way you want. I usually use Pirate Ship when I'm over there shipping and save big bucks. That's why I'm over there instead of Whatnot, because Whatnot kills me on some of these bigger items. So I've started doing that, and combined with Dibdit, in 6 days, I've saved 29 bucks. Now that isn't, I think these are on this side I looked for them earlier. That isn't all pure savings because, like I said, I would have checked on some of those in the past. However, it was still darn near $20 in savings. So would you drive 6 miles for 20 bucks? I think my answer is yes, especially because my dad does it. But it's not that much of a difference for us. But you know what? That savings over time, I mean, let's just calculate that out. I mean, just assume that I'm really bearing down on this and taking the few minutes it takes, not even minutes, seconds it takes to make sure and separate the stuff and do all that. I mean, that could be saving me $1,000 a year. And in today's world, that's a lot of cash that could be bleeding out of here. And I usually keep really good track of it. I want to know how many people out there are shipping more and more UPS, or maybe FedEx. I don't really do FedEx for multiple reasons, but it's even farther. Plus, they've been a pain in the butt in the past to some folks, and I just don't like it. Plus, the drop-off location, I don't trust people as much as I trust at this other location, so that does UPS. But how many of y'all are shipping more and more stuff UPS? I just realized I didn't tell you about this. Just like t-shirts, you know, shorts. I don't buy many shorts. They're just not worth it. And these have been here forever. I know this because they were my son's. And he was getting rid of a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, that's a lot of all American Eagle, all the same size. And I said, Bubba, how about you just give those to me? He said, okay. But it didn't sell. 30% off. Finally got it sold. $13.30 plus shipping. So I'll take it. Free money right there. He was going to drop it off somewhere. Jess just came in today. And Poncho doesn't have a collar on, so Poncho got to go out there with Jess as she gets ready for the next Dibdit show and gets ready for today's show, which is not today if you're watching this. And this little guy's got a collar on because he likes to wander off, so he's stuck with me in this shed, aren't you, boy? You know, it never ceases to amaze me that you can find buyers for certain stuff. This is a vintage single-stitch shirt, Istanbul, Turkey. This is the American consulate. Right here, my dad picked this up when we were out of town. He picked it up. He's like, I saw a single stitch and it was $1, and I picked it up. And this sweatshirt right here as well. This one, of course, is, I guess, in Turkish, huh? And he grabbed that one. I'm like, well, we'll put them together. We'll make up a comp because there's none of this stuff out there. And I made up a comp for $29.99 plus shipping. And it sold within a day or two. I was like, really? That's kind of crazy. And it's pretty faded and whatever, but I'll take it, you know, 50 cents into $30 plus shipping. So I gave my dad a little bit extra. You know, after going with me for quite a while and watching the videos, he watches mostly on Facebook, but he watches those videos and he's become a much better picker over time, which is really cool to have an asset with you sometimes. And a lot of the stuff he points out is, the majority of it isn't great. But when he was out by himself, I'm like, yeah, don't be afraid to spend money. I'll bail you out if it's bad. And he got some really good stuff. I was impressed and very happy about it. You know, I always have paid attention, especially with the cubic shipping and all that, to size of boxes. And I always cut them down. I don't always cut them down. I cut them down if it's going to save me money. I take the time to put in, you know, 2 inches off. Is that going to save me $1? Is it going to save me, one of them the other day saved me $7 because of 1 inch. It's like, holy cow. No, it didn't. 7, 13. It saved me $6 because of 1 inch. And I was like, wow, you know. And that happens from time to time. But I don't mind cutting out a box if it takes me an extra minute or two. If I'm going to save $1 or $2, no problem. So time versus money. Let me know your shipping strategies out there that can cut corners a little bit, within the law, of course, and save you some money if you want to pass on any of those tips down below. Sold some shoes. Soldier 9s, I guess. LeBrons. If I can find them, that might be the problem. And I've talked a little bit about shopcommons.net over there on the District app, and you might even see them by now, a shoe lot over there, because I've decided just higher end, because I'm so bad at selling some of the other ones that need cleaning and stuff. And I think these are them right here. And these is $50 shoes, but I was thinking maybe everything under $50, putting in a big old lot over there and selling them off. I got to reclaim some of this space, and I'm not good at it. And I don't like it, but it's hard not to like. There we go. See, I mean, look at all the shoes I got there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and there. I think that's it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I may already have it. So if you're a shoe seller who sends me a message all the time, hey, you know, I'll buy all your shoes if you don't like them, well, you might have a chance. Shopcommons.net, go check it out, see what's over there. So these right here, do I need to open the box? They're red, if that makes you feel better. Or orange, I don't know what they are. Orange, I guess. They sold for $50 plus shipping. So here is a good example of always learning. I consume the content I produce, not my own, of course, but other people's. And I love the Facebook groups as well. And this one paid off for me. This is a Carhartt bib, a little overall kids bib right there. It's even got a little flaw in it. And I paid $1 for it at a yard sale, but it's because I was looking for something else. And these are well worn and everything, and they still sold for $25.95 plus shipping. not bad for a quarter. But the reason I found them, I walked up to a sale and you could tell it was like a kid's clothing yard sale, if you know what I'm talking about. And use the, I still look around, but not too long. I'm not buying kids' clothes too often. My wife might look around and build lots and stuff, but it's not really for me. But I had, and if you listen to the podcast, it has recently come to my attention that some of the Oshkosh bagosh stuff, especially stuff like this, can sell for stupid money. I'm talking hundreds, some of it. And so I just asked her, I'm like, you got any Oshkosh stuff? And she's like, yeah, I got one piece. It wasn't that good. I bought it anyways because I thought it was funny, but a quarter, I think it's going to sell for $10 plus shipping. But I saw these and I looked to see if they were, and they weren't, but they were Carhartt. I would have never looked if I wasn't looking for that. And so I turned 50 cents when that thing sells into $35 plus shipping. Like, man, you can always learn something. And that's, look at Oshkosh. And then just go to completed listings, used, and go to, you can maybe put in vintage, and then look at the highest price first, and it will blow your mind. All right, got to get into this negative feedback, but this sale first. Z28, we saw one of these last episode, which is actually filmed today. And it's because we finally put them on 30% off, which I don't know if I should have done that or not, because they have sold slowly over time, and they'd continue to, but Camaro Z28, we're getting 10 after 30% off, for $10.46 for that cool little vintage keychain. So here's the negative feedback, which, by the way, got me a little upset because the lowest my negative feedback's ever been is 98.6. And this one put it down to 98.7, so still 98.6 is still better than that. But I was like, man, I don't like to have negative feedback. It grinds my gears, and I try to do everything I can, but it's a little harder these days than it used to be. But this one was left like almost 30 days, right? It was right before. And it was by a person who said that the item arrived in Chile. And I'm like, I don't remember shipping anything to Chile. And I did make a mistake in the listing, although it was pretty obvious that there was a mistake. It makes me think maybe they bought it because of the mistake to do this, but who knows? And I shipped it to Florida. So there was a drop shipper who shipped it on. But I'm like, how does that person get to leave the negative feedback? The only thing I can think of is the drop shipper left the negative feedback either for them or, they got, I don't know how they did it. But my thought process, my understanding was, if somebody's drop shipping something, they've lost the ability to get refunds, to leave the negative feedback and all that. I could be wrong. Have not called eBay on this yet, but I will. The good news is that, and I did make a mistake in it for sure, and a double mistake on it, which makes me not really want to call them, but I do because I want to know what the policy is, and if I get it removed, I will. There was no recourse I could do to help this person at this point that I'm aware of, which is why I delayed when I saw their message. I was on vacation, and I'm like, I don't remember. What is this Chile? I don't get it. And then when I got back, I forgot to deal with it. So I have some culpability here. I'm not saying that I don't. But the good news is sales have been up. We've been selling stuff like crazy. And it got back to 98.8% because our sales have been so good lately, which is really good news. So there's one way to deal with negative feedback. Sell a lot of stuff, and it mitigates the fact when you do get a negative feedback. Next one was I guess it was an online arbitrage buy. I bought it on Dibdit, on a Dibdit Live. I like to support sellers over there, especially when I can make money off of it. And that's what I did here. I didn't make a ton because, with shipping and everything. But Meta Barons, this little comic book lot I bought over there. I used to do this on Whatnot a little bit more because I used to use Whatnot a little bit more. And when people would sign up using that link, which is in the description, they would get a little bit of money over there. And I would get a kickback too. And then I could spend it over there. And it was free money, essentially, and I used to do that, but I don't do that too much anymore. But I still buy on Dibdit when I can make some money in this little lot of comic books. I don't know, I guess you call them comic books. Sold for $27 plus shipping. I almost fell over. Hey, oh, he's just walking on something there. He wasn't trying to chew any merchandise. You got to keep an eye on him, That Rainbow Bright almost didn't survive, but it did. So this one almost fell out of my chair when it sold because it has been in this store forever. It was a 30% off one. I'm so glad it's gone and I won't pick it up again. If you used to watch my show, you used to see me pick up a ton of Nerf stuff. And I am very selective picking up Nerf, and there's some money in it. But these usually have done well because people use them in cosplay and stuff, especially the Star Wars ones that aren't Nerf branded, I don't think. But These weren't so good, but I bought it in a box, and I'm like, yeah, I'll try and sell them for 10 bucks. The little ones usually did okay for me. They don't anymore, apparently. They sold for $6.97 plus shipping. I had to pull this one out from between those two bins right there. Sometimes it's a little better. You don't want to stack this stuff in a bin if it's framed, but these Coca-Cola pins, I wouldn't normally pick something up like this, but the situation I was in and the price, we definitely did it because it's a pain to ship. But this right here sold for $33 plus shipping. Miriam, who I think is a viewer, Miriam, thank you, bought a little lot off of us, a Christmas lot. It's a Christmas cassette lot. I'm going to pull those out and show them to you. And she grabbed a Walt Disney Storyland book as well. So 2 purchases right there headed down. So that's awesome. Thank you, Miriam. And it's those cassettes right there and this book right here in very good condition, by the way. $21.92 plus shipping. Sold a Harley denim biker vest. It's a woman's size extra small. And we sold a ton of the Harley stuff off on Whatnot. And it's because it was extra small. There was so much of it, we just didn't have the space, and we sold them off in small lots. But I think having Shop Commons right now, I would have put it all in one giant box and sold it all together. But we did keep some of the vests and jackets because they were definitely worth it. $39.95 plus shipping. I take it back, $37.95 plus shipping. And one of Turner's Switch games sold. I'd be happy to hear that. And I think it went for like 11 and change plus shipping. I put them right there because I knew they'd be quick sellers at the price we put them at, because I hate letting that money sit around for Turner. So let's head out the door. All right, y'all, this might look similar to yesterday's video, or 2 days ago, because it's the same day we're recording them together. What do you got, bud? Commonwealth Comedy.
How do you get a horse's attention?
How do you get a horse's attention? I don't know.
Just yell, hey.
Just yell, hey. I love it, buddy. Thank you. And Reagan with some thank yous.
Jacqueline got a trash cash bag, and Timothy got a junkyard flipper sticker.
All right, we are almost out of junkyard flipper stickers. Y'all are amazing. Thank you.
Bye, and don't forget to get your stickers at CommonwealthPicker.com.
Look at these bad little animals. At least they're fighting each other and not eating stuff. I better get them out of here. Next item I saw at a sale, and I looked it up really quick because I'd never heard of it before, and it's kind of not in my expertise. And I saw that it did have one sold comp and a few listed, and I was like, I don't know, the sell-through rate doesn't look too good on this. But when I asked the price, it was like $1. I'm like, shoot, what the heck, we'll do it. Callista, it's some kind of hair tool, and it did sell. It took a little while, but it sold for $59.95 plus shipping. So sometimes sell-through rate isn't everything if you can get it dirt cheap. And I sold a Coach purse, which is really cool. I paid up a little bit for this one, but we're still making some profit. And this was just a little one. I paid 10 bucks for it at a parking lot sale, but it was in such good condition. I'm like, yeah, what the heck? 10 bucks into $34.95 plus shipping, and a viewer bought that. It was Alicia. Alicia? So thank you. Kevin, I was delighted when I saw this Coach in your store. I love your video about why you left teaching. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It really resonated with me. Retired nurse, Alicia. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed the purse. My dad picked this next one up on that day where he was out yard selling by himself. So he did a good job. And this one was $1. And it sold for $16.95. A little Porsche mug in very good condition, plus shipping. And since I am videoing this on the same day I did the last one, I don't have a deal of the day sale for you from DibDib, but I do have a new deal of the day. I picked this Damn It doll out and thought, you know what, this will be a good one right here. It's a Damn It doll for cancer. And in case there's somebody out there that you know is struggling with that right now, we'll put one of these over there for $5 on dibit.com. First come, first serve, and maybe you can pass it on to them. So that's a tough battle. I know a lot of folks who have gone through it, and a lot of folks who are watching now, and folks that have been watching this channel for a long time that we've lost to cancer. So there you go. And I just want to take a minute and just hope everybody out there is doing well. I hope your sales are well, but I hope everything about you is well. Even those folks out there, and I say this from time to time because I know there's a lot of you that do this and you struggle and you push and you work and things don't quite work out the way you want. And then there's some who do all this and they do it for their families, and their families don't really even support them in it. And I just wanted to recognize those folks out there and the rest of you that love reselling as much as I do, and take the time to watch this channel. We really do appreciate it. Thank you as always for joining us. Thank you for using the affiliate links. If you ever want to see if there's something that I talk about that you can get a discount on, Go to CommonwealthPicker.com, scroll to affiliates. All the codes are over there. Most of the codes are all Commonwealth, but except for the upside one. But anyway, thank y'all again, and I can't wait to see you next time.